All right, and we are live. Thank you all for joining us. Why are you
When you said
laughing,
it was
Rosemary?
bad, when you said it was bad, I didn't believe you.
No, I told you I made the wrong dress choices today. I didn't think that wearing a green shirt would actually conflict when I would pull down my green screen.
Well, now you're wearing a pink shirt, so I think you're
Yeah,
on
it's
brand.
more
I think
on
you wore the
theme
right
now.
shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you didn't believe me before we went live that maybe I should change my shirt, and well, now we're
No.
here.
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. This is and floating Eric.
I will grant you 3 wishes.
If anybody has wishes in the chat, please please drop them in the chat. This is some more out of creepy for Monday. Yeah, this is happy Monday, everyone.
Yeah.
Hi.
All
For
right.
those who are just tuning in, what are we going to be doing today, Eric? I guess we should also introduce ourselves too.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to address Kareem's mean comment that Will Smith was better as a genie than me. I'm yeah, that's just harsh, because I thought that was a pretty bad movie. But
I mean, who says you have to be genie? You could just be a wizard or some invisibility powers, right? Like it doesn't have to be a genie.
all
There are
right.
other kinds of like myths that grant wishes, don't they? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anywho, um, thanks for joining us today. What we're actually going to be doing today is Rosemary is going to help me run her .NET application that she built, and so I can run that locally and use that in my demos. So can you walk us through what your application is, Rosemary?
Yeah. So as a caveat to this is all on, this is a demo application I built for Learn. So if you are interested in it,
I can link.
Learn Vault Agent, I can pull it. It's I'll recommend the Vault Agent one and not the C-Sharp client one. But basically this is, a lot of people kept asking me, because I do a little bit of work with .NET. They were asking me, how do I use Vault with .NET, right? They wanted to do it with the C-Sharp Sdk. And there's actually an easier way to do it with Vault Agent, where you don't have to have logic in the application code. So I wrote this example that runs in basically 2 formulations. The first is interfacing with Vault through the C-Sharp Sdk, Vault Sharp. Big shout out to the community for maintaining it. And then there's a second way to do it, which you don't have to add application code, and it uses Vault Agent instead. So I wrote this application, and the application functionally is .NET 5.0, and it retrieves information from a Microsoft SQL Server database. That database contains a nice bit of information that has the HashiCorp products and the year that they were created. I had to dig through commit histories, by the way, for this. Like, I didn't trust Wikipedia enough to look for the years, so I actually went through the commit histories. So some of them may or may not be wrong, depending on what was the first commit, the initial commit. So there's an API call that is returned, the API response that's returned by this .NET app that says Packer this year, Vault this year. So there's, it's a very straightforward API. There's nothing too complex. There's no data processing in it. And for the most part, it's just to demonstrate how you use Vault specifically and Vault Agent with .NET. The tutorial is linked there, so most of it is done manually. But I offered this to Eric because it's a .NET app, and you had just started to basically show console and Windows, right?
Yes, correct. And
yeah,
I'd like to take that a step further and add maybe .NET in there. So I think this would be an awesome combination, maybe extend to Vault on Windows as well. So I think that the first step is basically to recreate that environment that you had, where we have a Kubernetes cluster with Vault and console clusters on there, and then the application, I guess. But the thing was, nothing is containerized, right?
So there's a caveat to this. When you submit a Learn tutorial, right, to demonstrate the functionality, the .NET application is not compiled in a container. Ironically, I developed the .NET application on Mac. So you know what, like, yay, shout out to the .NET developers in the community there, who's put a lot of work into running, making sure you could do this, develop cross-platform. It's awesome.
Yeah, really amazing.
So it's never actually run on Windows, and by extension, it hasn't been put in a container. The Microsoft SQL Server that has the data does have a container for that. It's not remotely available. You'll have to build it locally. But it does have a container so that you can at least get the data from Microsoft SQL Server. But the .NET application itself has never been put in a container.
Okay. So where do I start? Like, maybe I should just first try to build it locally, because I need .NET to actually get this to work, right? So I've already done that. As you can see here on stream, I'm just going to put it in front of Rosemary.
Yeah, and, you can stick it in front of my face. It's like floating. Now you've got floating Eric, and now you've got floating window on Rosemary.
Yeah, trying to make the trifecta. So I have .NET installed, and it is the new version because you told me to use version 5.0. Is there a specific reason why I needed that version?
So there have been a lot of nice updates to 5.0. And so part of this involves like some of the core code, right, got pretty much merged into 5.0 itself. There at first, if you've ever used .NET Core, they branded it as 2.1 at first, and then it's the 3.0. And both of them are decent. I think 2.1 is now no longer, in support. There's also 3.0, but 5.0 has a lot of optimizations, and they've done a lot of fantastic work to allow it to be more seamless cross-platform. So it's no longer branded as .NET Core. Specifically, there's some of that code base that has been merged as part of the runtime as well. So
okay,
I'll drop the 5.0 changelog there, but there were some security concerns as well as part of like some of the other releases. So it's nice just to have this one available.
Yeah, but that's pretty neat that it's no longer a separate version. It's like the .NET route.
Yeah, and they skipped 4.0 because .NET Framework is for version 4, I believe. So basically, they just wanted to avoid any confusion. There's like a lot of, anyway, I'll send the changelog, but basically there's a lot of back and forth. Okay.
So in the meantime, what I'm doing is I'm cloning the repository where you have your application code. Because I don't think you have that separately in a repository, do you?
No.
Okay. So I'm just quickly copying that over. I'm trying to find where it was. So
all the links are in the chat for those who want to clone it yourself as well. This is not the only .NET application I have, but this is the only one that's on 5.0. So anything that else you see .NET wise that I have is probably still on like 3. So I'm working to upgrade them. Just say,
right.
This one's just.
So it's the .NET Vault directory I need to be in, right?
Yes, .NET Vault.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna try and not cover you entirely, and so people can follow along. There we go.
Do you want me to scoot?
Well, now you just scoot it behind the terminal, so.
Oh, wrong. Sorry, it's mirrored. Right. Okay, there we go.
That's fine.
I'll scoot this. It's mirrored. Okay.
All right. So let's see. I need to get the project API directory that contains all the code to run this application, right?
This way. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So and just as a disclaimer, I am an entire PowerShell noob, so I'm going to be using Linux commands all the way through, and if things don't work, we'll find a way to get around it. So let's see. I want to copy project API to, let's see, up, and then I think, there we go, berry.net. Oh, I love how PowerShell actually supports a lot of the Unix commands. So you can curl and ls, make dir, all of those just work out of the box.
Really nice.
Yeah, really, really. All right, so let me open up an extra one. So there we go, berry.net. I think I actually already have that open here. So let me make some of these things smaller so we can actually see what's going on.
Oh.
And then you're gonna be hidden for a sec, Barry. Sorry.
Just go full screen. It's okay. Just go full screen. You know, we've committed to this. As
I love my floating head over the code as well.
Yeah, we've committed to this floating head thing. We might as well just go with it.
All right, cool. So I have your project API in here. What do I do next to get this to work?
Okay, so you'll want to go into the CLI.
Yep, I'm there.
Yep. And then you'll go into the project API directory.
Yep. And
all
then
right, so
.NET
you don't have Vault. Yeah, you don't have Vault set up, correct? Like there's no Vault,
that is
no
correct.
database set up. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need to do is either run the database or we can just do .NET run and you'll notice it failed. But just run you could do .NET run.
Yeah.
We'll just go
I think that's the nicest way to just see if my tool chain is all up to date, right? So it's building, that's good.
Yeah. So one of the important things is that it will restore you. I think it runs a restore for you now. It restores the dependencies and then it builds and then it runs the application. So
okay,
let's see.
That looked like a stack trace, but let's see. No connection could be made because there's no connection to Vault, obviously. So that's good. All right. So at least my tool chain works. I guess we need a Kubernetes cluster now to actually start working on this. Is that correct?
Yes. So that is, well, there's actually a Docker Compose file. So when I wrote this tutorial, it was using Docker Compose and not Kubernetes. So we could create the Docker containers using the Docker Compose so that you at least understand the functionality. Yeah.
So I have the new Docker desktop for Windows with WSL2 integration set up. So Docker works.
Fancy.
And Compose seems to be there as well. So shall I try a Compose up then?
So you'll need to go to the Vault Guides directory again and copy over the some of the scripts because there's some bootstrapping involved.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Yes. I'll you might as well copy the whole directory.
Stuff. So what additional stuff would I need?
Okay, so the first thing that you'll need is the demo setup. That's the first one. You'll need to copy that.
Yep. Do I need more stuff?
Then you also need the docker-compose.yaml.
Which one? That one? Yep.
Yeah, just the docker-compose.yaml. Not the Vault agent template one. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for your delay to be over. Yeah? Wait, which other files do I need?
That's it. Those should be the main two. Mm-hmm.
So then up, berry.net. Oh, it doesn't like that? Oh, that's harsh. Oh, fine. Okay, maybe I can...
Is it one by one?
Yeah, one by one works. That's fine. Kind of disappointed, but fine.
It's been so long since I've used PowerShell, I don't remember how to use it.
All right, so we have those. I have those here. Let me open that in the editor as well so we can take a look at it. So, nope, go away, Compose. I think this should be fine. It'll try to download the database and run it. I'm assuming I could just run this Compose file now, shouldn't I?
Well, you could run the Compose file, but it would have like the Vault, for example, wouldn't be set up, right?
Yeah.
So the easy way to do this is to actually run bash demo_setup.sh, run the demo setup script. The reason why is that it does a lot of the Vault configuration for you. So for example, I enable app role. So we're going to use app role authentication. There's also some other things that we use as part of this, but more importantly, it will create the database secrets engine for a Microsoft SQL Server.
All right. So I'm going to throw a spanner in your wheel, Barry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bash doesn't do very well on PowerShell. So what if we just go through it manually first, right? So I'll run the compose, and then I have the bash script up. They're basically all Vault commands.
Yep.
So I could get those working.
Yep.
Let's see if the Windows gods are with us, and I can do a choco install of Vault. Fingers crossed that actually exists. Yes, I want to continue. Oh, I know why. Because I need to run PowerShell as administrator to do this. There we go. Choco install Vault.
There we go.
And yes, we agreed to everything. All right, it's it's coming from HashiCorp releases, so that looks good. And it's 1.6. Is that fine? Is that compatible with your demo?
Yeah, it's backwards compatible with 1.6.1. So
okay,
it's fine. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Lackey. We're very grateful that you think it's admiring that we went with the floating head. Okay, so
you're just floating around on the screen now.
Let's see if I do Vault. Yep. Okay, so I have Vault, so that should all be fine then. I'm actually wondering, since it's all very basic, besides the environment variables then, most of this would actually work on PowerShell, I think.
I mean, we could try it. The environment variables are for the Vault command. Basically, it's using of course, the local Vault instance, and it's also using a preset root token because, it just makes it easier for demo and setup.
Yeah.
So we're getting a vote to run it, Eric. So just, YOLO.
I'm trying to convert it into little I know of PowerShell. So, shall we give this an attempt?
Give this a whirl? Yeah, why not?
All right, so let's do. I'm kind of curious what happens if I run the shell script, like if PowerShell does something with that. Oh wow, it opens bin bash for Windows. But it doesn't seem to work really well. So
you need to copy the database. That's what it is.
Oh, did you forget to?
I forgot. Yes, I forgot to tell you to copy the database because the database has the Docker file, etc.
All right.
It doesn't use the local. It doesn't use remote data. It doesn't have a remote container image for the database. It uses a local build.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so I copied that over.
Yeah.
Do you want to try the bash again? Like it's using git bash. I have no idea if that's gonna work. Oh damn.
Why not?
It's. Let me make that a bit bigger. Oh, that's really big. Well, no problems there with reading it from a distance.
Yeah, I've got the lag happening, so I'm like, when you tell me I was like, oh, it's not that gigantic of a screen, and then that's pretty gigantic.
So, this is a Linux container, right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Oh well, yeah, it says Linux here. My bad.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I have my Docker on Windows configured to run Linux containers.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's running the Linux container. I think they now defaulted the Microsoft SQL Server containers to Linux only, as I recall. But I don't remember actually. Someone should correct me if I'm wrong. I should look it up later, but I think when this was built, I could only really find the Linux container. I don't think I found the Windows one.
Now, what seems a bit weird is it's really, really slow. So I'm kind of wondering if let me abort out of this. And let me just pre-pull the image. Which hopefully will make it a bit faster.
I feel like we've got like 100 levels of abstraction right now. We've got...
Oh no, we're gonna get 200 levels of abstraction later because we're gonna do Windows, and then I'm gonna use Shipyard to run a Kubernetes cluster to run the Helm charts, and then we're gonna run a container with the .NET app in there eventually. That should be enough layer cakes, right?
I think I need a picture for this. I wish you had an annotation software. That way we can scribble all over.
Well, hold on. Go away, terminal. So we're gonna have, let's see, layer cake. So we have .NET app, right? On top of, well, in a container. On top of Kubernetes. On top of Docker. Actually, on top of Shipyard, on top of Windows, right?
There we are.
That's basically what we're going to be running.
Right. We could just run the .NET app on Windows, but we decided
we're going to do that eventually.
Right. We just decided this is a good idea. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to do layer cake first. So. Are there any other images that I should pre-pull? Let's see.
Probably the Vault. Well, it runs Vault, so you probably want to pre-pull the Vault image too.
All right.
Go to the Docker Compose YAML.
Let me pull that, and then I guess that's the only ones we're running. Image DB
database. Yep, that's it.
All right. Cool. So. Let's give the Git bash another whirl. See, there we go. That's a lot faster.
Oh, fascinating. Wonder why it was taking so long then. Maybe it's the bash.
Yeah, I think it's a Git bash thing. It seems to be talking to the Docker daemon all right, but... So I'm guessing this is the sleep happening now, right?
Yeah, there's unfortunately not a solid way to understand whether or not the liveness checks aren't quite right. So that's why it's just a sad, sad, sad sleep, which made me very sad when I put it in the script. But
so it just exited out.
I forgot to copy the policy file.
All right, so we need something else.
Yeah, you know, I didn't promise that we'd be perfect. You know, I did say PEBKAC counter. So.
Oh yeah, I'm just glad you're making them instead of me for a change.
I know. Well, okay. Projects rule-policy.hcl is the one to copy over.
At least we're getting better at the path and finding it. That's a lot quicker. I'm surprised that Git bash worked so well though. I'm also wondering. Yeah, that's probably compose. Let me stop everything before we try to do this again. That database is taking really long to stop.
Oh yeah, it takes, so the interesting thing about Microsoft SQL Server, the database and the container and everything else, there's a lot of back and forth processing that it does to basically gracefully disconnect and and even start up. So when you add the script to start up, right, it still takes like a 30, at least what I've noticed, 20 to 30 seconds even to run and get started. So, all right, there we go. Is this better?
Yeah, I'm guessing. Let me, let's see. They seem to be running, right? I have my DB There we go. Success, success. Is it supposed to exit out?
No, it is not supposed. Well, it is. Yes, it does. Which one exit? Hold on.
The
you mean
script.
Docker Compose?
The script.
Oh, the script exits. Yes.
Okay.
The script exits.
All right. So Docker PS seems to work. How do I test it? Do I browse to it or?
If you do .NET Run.
Oh, I need to run my application. Yeah. So I need to do. Can I do a run on a remote directory like .NET Run and then Project API? Can I do that?
I believe so. I don't think it's like a Terraform thing where you can change directories, but let's look at the help project.
So you need to pass the -- project, I think. Oh, we're still getting errors. Missing secret ID.
Oh no. Oh, we're supposed to pass. Well, the good news is that Vault Connect, it means that it's connecting to Vault. The bad news is we have to authenticate to Vault.
Okay. So I should probably go to the guide then and...
Yeah. It's been a while since I've learned at this guy. Hold on. I'll walk you through it. Hold on.
Okay,
we'll get through it. Okay, demo setup. Oh yes, there we go. So a couple things that you can do to check that it works, which is you could get the database username from Vault if you want to, but really that's not.
Hey, but shouldn't I
required.
have copied run_app.sh? Because that says retrieves a secret ID.
Oh yeah, there you go. Do that. Copy run app.
All right, let's. Here we go. All right, let's see what is in run app. Right. All right, so that CD's in there as well. Does the restore and then runs that. Okay. I think I can just run that now because the application seems to have died. So let's see if git bash is favoring us again. Now, I don't actually remember when I installed git bash. Does anybody also running Windows actually know that if that is a default thing these days, that it gets installed? Maybe when you install git, I guess?
I guess so. Let's look. Is Windows git bash installed by default? Good old search engines.
Okay, yeah, so Lecky says it's when you install git.
Ah, there we are. Okay, so it's running. Yay.
Okay, so I go to localhost something something.
Okay, so you'll want to go to localhost port 5001/API/projects.
Now, I know you don't speak Dutch, Barry, but I think...
Oh, you have to do HTTPS.
The sad face.
I know, it's a sad face. You have to do HTTPS. That's not over HTTP because now .NET defaults to HTTPS.
All right. Well, let's...
Now it doesn't like the certificate.
All right, but...
Even I can understand that. Oh, there we are.
We got something, right? So it says login failed for user SA.
Mm-hmm.
So it cannot open database HashiCorp.
Yep.
So where did I mess up?
All right, let's take a look. So basically it can't log into Vault, right?
Yeah.
Or not Vault, sorry. It can't log into the database. So either we've set up the Vault configuration in the database improperly, or there's something else that we have not been able to retrieve.
So let me check the logs for the application. Oh, it says an error occurred using the connection to database HashiCorp on server dot.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the app settings. That's the first thing.
All right.
So the app settings.json in the project API directory.
Yes.
It's similar to, if those who are more familiar with Spring, it's basically similar to the configuration properties. So we've got the vault address, we've got the role, we've got the project's API, secrets. Okay, so server dot means it defaults to localhost 5432, which is I think the Microsoft SQL Server port, so that should be okay. The other thing to check is if you check for vault KV, temporary redirect. Oh, that's because it's vault.
Yeah, no, that's. I was just double checking. I wasn't following you. I was testing something myself. My bad. I was checking just if I could reach vault on the IP instead of localhost, because there's some trickery happening between WSL2 and Windows and where the translation is, and sometimes IPv4 versus IPv6 can be an error.
Interesting.
I'm glad you like the green screen, Alexandra. I'll try to wear a green shirt on our next episode as well.
All right, so let's check if the secret's in Vault. If you go to the Vault agent directory under Project API, there should be a secret ID in there that basically it writes out the secret ID of the that it's assuming. Okay, so we'll need to use the vault. If you do like the vault, set the vault address before we run vault kv get.
So this is one of the things that always catches me out. Is it vault adder or is it vault HTTP adder?
It is vault adder because console is HTTP adder.
Yes.
I believe, right? Yeah. Vault is just vault adder.
Oh yeah. I'm on Windows. Export doesn't. Let me just prefix my command with that. It'll be fine.
And then your vault token. Well, don't forget to get the token because we're using April. So there's that.
All right. We didn't output our token, did we?
We didn't get a token yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because as part of the C-Sharp, so the way this runs is by default the C-Sharp Sdk. So the C-Sharp Sdk will actually use the app role and the secret ID to get the token for you. So that's why it's never written out.
I'm getting some help from Lackey.
Thank you, Lucky. Today we're just
doesn't like that.
I think quotes.
Maybe.
Like quotes.
Maybe. All right. I think I could do. What is it? Env dot volt header. No echo env. No. Well, I'm guessing it's set. If I do a vault
rusty.
status, yes, it's set. We're done.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so the other thing, so the next thing to do is basically now you need to get the token.
Yep.
So to get the token, right, you do, I don't know if I should send this by Slack or by Twitch. Let's do it by Twitch so everybody can see the command.
Yes.
Okay, so it is basically because it's using this auth method called April. What April does is that it's effectively giving you sort of a timeout secret and a role that's associated with it. You could do it with pipelines, you could do it with a number of service accounts, etc.
Let's find out if that works.
Yeah, about that. We'll see. It might not like the backslashes, but we're gonna.
Oh wait, your new line. Yeah, okay. I can get rid of those.
Yeah.
I just blindly copy paste everything, Rosemary. You know this. There we go. We have a token.
Take out the yeah, there you go.
All right, and then we're gonna use our new learned vault.
Yeah.
What was it? It was
your vault token.
Quotes, right?
env vault token.
Oh. Wait, did I not have? How did I do it last time?
The quotes.
I know. Here we go. PEBKAC.
I can't. Your face is hovering over it, so I don't exactly know the precise command you used.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's an ongoing issue. We had the same problem where Alexandra was like, "Wait, how did you make that environment variable secret?" And the checkbox was behind my head.
It's fine.
Whereas
It's fine.
this time, my head is occupying, or my body is occupying less, so you would think it wouldn't be an issue, but...
No, it's fine. You know what? Sometimes it's good. Basically, Eric, if you move your head just a little bit, you could block the token and we're not exposing secrets.
Cool.
There we go. Okay, so the next thing is that you're going to vault kv get the secret static. So basically the default configuration of this app retrieves it from vault as a static password. So let's just make sure that the password is in there. Yes, it is testing123. Very, very unique password, everyone.
Yeah, like for me, it's quite unique because normally I would put the exclamation mark at the end.
Yeah, I put it in the middle.
So it's way more secure than... Plus,
Okay.
I would usually do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, how pleasant.
Yeah.
This is
So,
great. Okay, so the good news is that all of the pieces are in the places that we expect them to be.
yep.
So that doesn't help us, unfortunately, because in theory, we want SA to basically authenticate by this testing123 password.
Okay.
So that's kind of unfortunate. I guess the next thing is that it can connect, but I wonder if SA is the default for Linux, the Microsoft Linux SQL Server now.
Oh,
The
like
container image.
the default username or...
Yeah.
Oh, SA, probably system admin or something?
Yeah, it was originally system admin, so this could just be that it's...
Well, yeah, we did pull the latest image for it. So this is a wise lesson. Always be sure to grab a specific tag of Docker images.
Oh, what do you know? It's actually not been updated either. Actually, SA, except ELU, SA password. No, SA is the default one.
Okay. So that still doesn't help us then.
No. Well, we could exit and then try running it again. I don't know if it's like something with ports, something with other who knows what, so we can dig into the error further.
Okay.
Either that or we could hard code it and bypass Vault entirely,
No,
which is also a option.
let's get this working, because kind of part of this is getting it to work with Vault. And then
Yeah, well,
using mesh gateways to eventually get this running on my laptop itself.
all right, let's try it.
All right. So where do we start looking? Well, let's get rid of that crazy example.
Okay.
The ports for the database. Shall I check what the database is actually listening on? So it's 1433.
1433.
But I don't think the actual port is the issue, because it's actually complaining about the credentials instead of it being unconnectable, right?
Yeah, so can you go to program.cs
Yes, of course.
in the project API directory?
Yes.
The login.
All right.
Okay. Scroll down. Let's see. We're looking for the section. Keep scrolling. Let's see.
This is
Okay,
only
maybe
Vault
not that.
stuff.
That's Vault stuff. So go to startup.cs.
All right. SQL.
Yeah.
There we go. Database user ID.
Yeah. So you could print these out and see what they actually come out, like what they're actually going to write out. So you could do.
Is that still nope?
It's not system.out.println.
Is it not?
It is not. It is console.write in C#.
Oh. I thought a long time ago it was kind of like Java where it's system dot whatever, system dot write something.
System.write, I think.
Ooh, right line. Yeah, there we go. So let's grab the DB builder. Thanks for deleting that.
Maybe it is system. Brain is. This is what happens when you have way too many languages stuck in your head on a regular basis. Okay. The user ID is fine because it's saying SA. I think it's the password that's more of the problem.
So how do I output the actual value of this thing? Is there a value? Dot string maybe?
Dot string. I think it doesn't. I think it just needs the semicolon at the end.
Oh.
That's why it's complaining. It needs a semicolon.
All right, we're getting there. We're struggling, but we're getting there.
We are getting there.
All right.
It could just be like we just didn't start it up correctly. There's also that.
Well, it could be. So let's
start it up again.
Run app. Right. We're gonna do it from here again. All right. So it's quiet, but that's because we're not actually browsing there. Mm-hmm. Oh, this still looks the same. Error.
Login. Well, what does it print?
Yeah. So I get the exception. Oh, there we go. SA and testing 1, 2, 3. So that seems correct. Now
that doesn't seem to connect.
My question for you, Rosemary. Did we forget to copy something that would actually initialize the database called HashiCorp for us?
No, it should be something that's done as part of the script for building the Docker container, but we can check if there's actually information. So we could check and see. The way you would check is to you could log into the database with SA, right? So you could do, let me do this, send it. Probably easier to do this. Password, testing, 1, 2, 3. There you go. So you can do that.
All right.
Just delete the, I should have deleted the.
It looks like it should have worked because I have a setup.sql that has the correct content.
Right.
So, if that works, then where are we failing? Now,
that's a good question.
My general instinct is to say that I'm doing something wrong.
I mean, it could be also Windows, between Windows and the Linux and the blah, 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 and the blah, blah, blah. So there is one thing we can try, which is basically go to Program CS, comment out the vault piece.
Yep, and just hard code it.
Yeah, and just hard code the connection, and then we'll see if there's just, I mean, it's clearly retrieving it from the right place. I don't know why, but you can just comment out that thing.
Well,
it doesn't.
I don't think this part was erroring. In startup, instead of using this, but the values were correct, weren't they?
They were correct, which is why I'm very befuddled. Unless we're like not using the right port.
Maybe. Hold on, I'm gonna, instead of... it's not gonna work. Yeah.
I mean, we could be more explicit and say like 127 instead of, I wonder if server dot is just not.
So in which file do I find the server dot? Is that
it would be app settings.json.
Okay.
Yeah. So we could be more specific. We could say 127, whatever.
What was it, 1422?
I think it was 1433.
Yes, correct. Okay, so let's give that another whirl then.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, here we go. Fingers crossed. It's spinning longer to error, which I don't know if is a good thing.
It might be trying.
It didn't output an error. Oh, there we go. So now we're getting a network-related error. So I'm wondering if that is maybe the case with localhost versus localhost in numbers. So we can try that out.
I'm just confused. Like, why would this? I guess because it's got that. It's a Linux around the Windows, right? So that can't possibly be it, though. Can it?
I don't know. I also don't know if it's like a git bash kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be painful if that was it. But that would be an easy fix because then we can just write a little PowerShell. Luckily, we have Lackey here who seems to be a PowerShell hero. So, all right, I'm thinking this will time out again. Yep.
Yeah. So strange. Like we could access it and it exists, right? So.
Yes. So I'm also wondering if I exec into the container. Let's see. What is it? Is it MS SQL or?
It is. Yeah, it is. It's a SQL command. Let me repaste it into the Twitch chat. Well, let me just do this. That way you can connect to it and see if it actually works.
Yeah, that's like just thinking of trying it locally.
There you go. Yeah, go for that. I love how it says 607 possibilities. I put it in the Twitch chat. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to see from where the command started.
Oh, opt MS SQL tools bin SQL command.
Well, that's interesting.
It's because it's a SQL command binary. Oh no.
No, probably just. Huh. For some reason, it's really not liking the.
Put it in single quotes.
Oh, is it? Yep. Okay. All right. So the same error cannot open HashiCorp requested by the login. Login failed. Haha.
Well, that's. So I guess it means that there's something wrong with the SQL server itself.
Yes.
Which we could restart, or we could look at the Docker logs.
Yeah, I'm guessing Docker logs probably a good idea. All right, let me make this bigger, get rid of that, so we can actually.
Scroll up.
Yep. Oh, there we go. So that's an interesting one. Invalid file name.
Oh, the import because it's on Windows. It's adding the /r because I think it's on Windows.
Oh, because the bash script.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we learned something new today, everyone.
So let's take a look here then. So it's this one that is the issue.
Yeah, it's the import data.sh. There we are.
All right, so let's see. Top one shouldn't be a problem. I think it created the database as well, I'm assuming, because this file looked fine.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no real new line thing in there.
I wonder if it's the projects.cv part, or it just doesn't. I think it's somewhere in here that it won't run import data.sh correctly, right? Like the /r indicates that there's usually some kind of Windows new line being added somewhere.
All right. So the import data .sh, does that get run inside of the container?
That gets run inside the container. So when it is copied in.
All right. Yeah, I see it. Okay. So let's go back into our little container then, and let's just try and.
Wait, hold on.
So the interesting thing is, right? Does it actually... Oh geez, please tell me it doesn't fail because I did a copy on...
What?
I'm kind of wondering, like, let me...
You know what? A side note, can you check if there's music running? Someone mentioned there's music potentially running.
Oh. Yes, music should be off now.
All right, sorry
It's
everyone.
fine.
We realized there's music, and it has been there for ages.
Well, this was all like, so I put the music in there because Alexandra was trying to find a PEBKAC that she had made, and we needed something to basically keep running in the background while she found it. Right?
Ah.
And so, yeah, we needed music in the background. Well,
So, but we've never, apparently it hasn't been removed since.
no, here, I'll keep it on very slow in the, like, soft in the background. Like, Lackey likes the music, so I tuned it down. I hope you can still hear it.
I didn't even know there was music because it's off on I have the audio off now. Oh gosh. Okay. I was like, what is happening? You know what I'm going to do, because we have this whole situation, I'm just going to push a remote Docker container, and then you can just update it.
Well, oh, that's interesting. So there is no /rs.
Uh-huh.
So I'm kind of confused where it would fail. I've removed the entire new lines, and I'm gonna try and run it again. Oh, but to run the database again, I need to restart the entire thing, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's, as a stopgap, I'm
Docker
gonna try something
compose.
different. I'm gonna exec into the container, and then we're gonna vim that import data file. Oh, well, not vim. Oh.
I mean, I was just gonna say, I can just push up the one.
No, we're dedicated now. We're doing floating head, and we're gonna get this to work.
As Jason recommended that we might need to quote the passwords in the import file as well. So who knows? Basically, we have all sorts of weird things going on.
Yeah. So let's install Vim, so we actually have a usable container. Okay. So where does the tilde at the end come from? Oh, that's probably just my terminal messing up. Maybe not. So let me get
all
rid
I
of
can
those.
say is that if this is still new lining left and right, I did push a container up, so it is in the chat now.
All right.
So it is pre-built.
Well, let's see if this was actually enough to. Okay, still complaining. 15. So there's a new line behind the sleep as well.
There's new lines everywhere. Why did we not? I feel like there was back in when I was still doing stuff with PowerShell and Windows and Linux and running across both platforms. There is a script somewhere that will take out all of this. I just don't remember what script it is. So if anybody remembers, please put it in the chat.
I'm trying to think. Is this actually? And then I need to do G?
Your Vim foo?
Yeah. I need to probably... Do I need to escape the additional one? So I want to replace. Maybe it should be like that because it wants to... No, I think it should be like that. So replace that with a new line, and then, oh wait, or was it like that? Let's try it like that. Backslash should be followed by, all right, so let's try double escaping it. So replace, or was it just that? Yes. Sorry, I'm fumbling. So we want to replace that.
This is literally I think we should really rebrand. This is a new one. This is a newer series. Not that we didn't plan on making it a series, but hey, maybe we might actually have to do it now that we've committed to the floating head bit.
Yes.
And PEBKACs left and right.
So hold on. What is it? So we want to sed, and we want to do, what is it, as substitute / let's see if this works. Oh, I need to pass in a file, obviously. All right, now let's try to run it. Okay, so that seems to have worked. See, just don't do regex and fin, just use set. I think that's the lesson learned here.
I'm gonna clip. Oh, can I clip this? Yes, I'm gonna clip this for posterity's sake.
Well, there's going to be plenty of this. I don't think you need to worry about that. All right, so I have a working container now. Oh, hold on. Let me just exec in there. Grab your little connect command again and see if that now works, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, because he has to. Did you restart the database though? Because the problem was the database needed to run that, right?
No, but I ran the script inside of the container.
Oh, okay. You already ran it. Okay.
Yeah, this was all inside of the container. Oh, for people getting lost, this was in the container.
Okay, cool. Your head was in the way again. I'm like, what in the world? Okay, good. Let's, as the chat is saying, ship it or bash YOLO, whatever. We bash YOLO'd. Clearly, it hasn't gone down the path that we expected. So we're going for it. Oh.
Yep. Okay, so we're still getting an error when I try to connect to localhost. Why? Because I didn't get any output. When I run import data, it's like, yeah, cool, no worries. Unless, oh, well, yeah. So the find and replace thing didn't exactly work.
Did you just cat import data and nothing came out of it?
Maybe.
Wait.
Hey,
go back to import data.
Did you just the error is gone.
Wait, go back. Wait, did you go back and check? Go back into
No, the file is empty.
Okay.
Well, lucky, to be fair, I ran the sed. It looked fine. I ran the sed again, but outputted it. It was less fine.
Well, this explains why it's not connecting. You know what? I say that you just change the Docker Compose to the container I built.
No, hold on.
No, you've committed to this. Why don't you run the sed command on the import data here, right? Because that was the problem.
Well,
right?
no,
So if you...
the problem was that I should have run sed with a
Oh.
-I for in place. Yeah. Oh, actually, I just noticed we're running git bash from inside VS Code. That's pretty neat.
I really think we should just rename this series officially PEBKAC. I think this is the...
Yeah, all right, fine. Let me fix that first then. There we go. PEBKAC with Rosemary and Eric. It's officially branded.
Yeah, there we go.
So, Alexandra had the question, what does sed do? So sed will basically run a regular expression and then do things on text. So what I was trying to do is like replace the string \r, which is like a new line on Windows, with, so the forward slashes are like the separators in this case, right? So I'm gonna replace \r with \n, and I want to do that globally, right? So if I do database / what was it, import data.sh. Oh.
Your head is in the way still.
Yeah, well, more was in the way. My fat fingers were typoing it wrong as well.
In the case of Eric, he cleared the file instead of doing the system administrator's version of find and replace.
Yes. So hold on. Let me. If I.
Yeah, you're great. You're great. Bash demo, I guess it was the demo _setup.sh. Oh, great. Does that work better or worse? Converted, quote unquote.
Yeah, I think the only thing I changed was I removed the bash. Oh, my cat's trying to get into my office.
Nori.
So I can hear him whining outside the door, but he won't be able to get in.
Let him in. He doesn't want to. You don't want to let him in?
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, well, okay. So the rest of the things worked less well. So
PowerShell YOLO doesn't work unless we make some changes here.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Okay.
So let's try the SH version again, right? And I did change some things locally in the file where I removed some new lines.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know if I removed enough, so we're gonna find out. And otherwise, yeah. I'll use your database.
This is, something though. This is a good demonstration of like why containers are kind of nice, right? And that like you could, if you have these, this is the sort of thing that I forgot all about because I haven't done cross-platform stuff in quite some time, right? Just because containers have pretty much abstracted everything for me up in like at least the past 2 years that I've never had to worry about this. Which means I also have to update this guide as well, just with a warning for those who run on Windows. But
so I'm back in the container. I removed some new lines here, but there might still be. Oh. Well, we'll find out. Let's see if we run import data now. It's still complaining. Because of the new line behind. All right, so let's do.
So now sed, but do it in place. Don't clear the file.
Yep, done. G Oh, and then obviously you need to... All right, let's... All right, we still have a file. So that's how it's supposed to work, Alexandra. Let's try and run that again. All right, it's taking way longer.
Which is good, because it's basically this import data script is reading in a comma separated file with the information and then loading it into the database. So really it's just it's a way to get the data in there. That's it. Oh, look.
I didn't mean to hit the microphone while I did that, but yeah.
I think it's emphasis. Yes, emphasis. That is good. Okay.
All right. Cool. All right, well, now that we've found that, we should be able to do, what was it, run app.sh and...
Yep.
Drum roll. Oh, nope, didn't like that. It even exited out. I don't know. Let's try that again. I'll make it bigger. So it's building, testing, crash, and then it exits before I can...
Did we go back to app settings and then go back to app settings again and then
yeah, maybe we should do the dot again.
Yeah, go back to the dot.
All right, let's try this again.
I think it just needs the dot. If not, then we're also we have other things. We'll just have to go with the other. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Go back to the... Why did the error disappear?
I don't... It just stops it. So... Hey, Rob. We're not doing so well. You want to help?
I think you should just clear everything, right? So clear everything, change it, rather than make the mutable change in the container, just use the container, precompiled container. So
yeah,
then,
hold on. I actually have a good idea for this, right?
Yeah.
So if we do docker copy, import data.sh, and we're gonna put that into database/import data.sh. Oh wait, what is the working directory of that container? Let me figure out.
Brain, hold on.
User source app. Okay. So we can copy user source app /import data to that one. All right, so now we have a working one there. We can do docker compose down. So now at least I have a working import data file as well.
Yeah. Are you going to destroy the whole, remove though? Just make sure everything's cleared out, or?
Yeah, I did docker compose down. That should delete everything, right?
Hopefully. Yeah.
I don't have any containers running anymore, so.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Good. All right, so gonna do a, what was it? Demo setup?
Yeah.
SH, because the other one works less well.
I think this is a good lesson though, Eric, basically we should allocate more time to basically figuring out something that doesn't work because it was written in Linux and then has to run on Windows.
Well, but isn't that a very standard thing though? Okay, you're grabbing a demo or an example and then it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work, right? That's usually...
Right.
All right, so I have a container running. Now we're gonna do run app. And we're doing bash YOLO.
Let's see.
Oh, I know the problem.
What is it angry about now?
I'm not gonna tell you.
What?
All right, I fixed the problem.
Oh, God. So for those who are following along, I think we're on PEBKAC 200 right now, in which we had another instance of the application running, so the port was conflicting. So yeah.
I have no idea what you were talking about. That did not happen. It's working.
You know what?
Woo!
It's working. Oh, this is exactly what you're gonna see. Okay. Whew. All right.
All right.
Hour 10 minutes later. Okay.
I did spot another little error in the. So, are they usually all postfix with \r?
No, they are not. And I suppose this is
Yeah.
Yeah. There is that. Okay.
All right. But
well,
we can fix that. That's not a problem either. Like now that
that's
we
not
know this.
entirely required. Yeah, that's
Easy.
not, yeah, that's easy. Basically, can we put this in Kubernetes, I guess, or put it in a Docker container. If we can get this in a Docker container today, I would call it fine.
Yes.
And then we can come back and fix the database later.
All right. So, well, actually, let's what do we need for the application? So, Rosemary, normally when you package a .NET application, how would I do that? Would I build the application and then put it in a container? Or do I actually put the entire thing there, and does it run it from there like a script? Or
so it's a set of binaries, right? So basically it compiles to a set of binaries, and you can just .NET run the binaries themselves. This is actually newer to me because I haven't replatformed my applications to 5.0 yet. But in 3.0, what happened was that it was a two-step build, right? So the two-step build involved first building and compiling the binaries, and then second copying the binaries into a runtime container. And that runtime container would have, everything compiled. So it never did any, it wasn't like you built it and then you had it in one container. It wasn't a very big container. The idea is that you had the multi-step Docker file, and which mimics kind of the process of what happens when you would build a .NET application. So you would build binaries, load binaries onto server or something. Yeah. So in this case, 5.0, I believe, works the same way, although I haven't actually looked at it. So we can go find a Docker .NET 5.0 container somewhere.
Yeah. I just noticed, by the way, and it's sad that Hans had to leave us, because apparently there's a whole language just named after him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, ZH Hans.
Oh, Hans, you're very, I know Hans probably won't come back to this, and, but, for our friend Hans who has done quite a bit of work, this is in your honor.
Yeah. All right. So, in the directory that I have, right? I have a bin directory, but it only has debug. Is that because we're building it with debug flags or something like that, or? Yeah,
we're building it with debug flags right now because we're running it right now as like development, right? So.
Okay.
It's fine for now.
All of these directories, are those like localizations or something like that? Because I have like CS, DE, ES.
Yep.
Which is like Spain, France, Germany, etc.
Yep. It's a lot.
Yes. All right. So I see project API.exit. That's the actual binary. But I probably have to package everything in this directory so it has localization and all those things working, right?
Yep. So everything there has to be working. I mean, for the most part, so part of this, why it looks like there are so many DLLs, is because it's using actually ASP.NET Core, the ASP.NET SDK around it, which recently includes Swagger. So a lot of this is just like, that's probably where the localizations are more important. It's because there is a Swagger open API spec associated with it out of the box now. So that's probably why some of that is also there.
Okay. So in the meantime, I've created a directory called Docker inside of Project API. like one level up from the bin so we can actually copy that in? Because I'm assuming that's what we're going to do initially instead of making a multi-step container.
I think it's actually easier to do the multi-step container because
okay.
it's, yeah, the reason why is that it at least compiles it to the runtime that you're looking to, compiles it in the runtime you're looking for. It's a little bit like the Go, if for those who are familiar with Golang, right?
Yep.
So you do need to cross compile, right? It's not like one binary runs them all. You have to tell it the right flags and the right architecture. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a little bit easier to do the multi-step build rather than to manually go in and then try to load it.
Bye, Lucky. Thanks for joining and helping out with your PowerShell skills.
Yeah.
Without that environment variable, we probably would have not gotten as far.
Nope.
So come learn Windows with us as we go.
Yeah. I mean, learn Windows. Why not? We have many other things to learn and many other things to do. So we still have the layer cake to achieve. We still have to run this. I mean, this proves that the app runs on Windows, which I'm pretty happy about, at least. The database, not so much, but the app does. Not mad about that. And what else have we got? Yeah. So, okay.
So I'm checking the link you just sent, right? So we need to clone the sample, blah, blah, blah. I just,
I would,
file.
No. Scroll down to the Docker file.
Oh, is there a Docker file at the bottom?
Yeah, there's a Docker, just say Docker file. And then that's the Docker file.
All right. And do we need to keep all that ASP NetApp, that all stays the same?
No, I think you have to copy project API because the
oh, yeah, okay. I get it. So let's see. This seems fine. Mm-hmm. I guess to work there. Do we have SLN files?
I don't think we have SLN files. I think it's just the CS project.
Keep that in, doesn't matter. We have this one. Only we don't have that, so that's not going to work.
We have a CS proj, but we have to change the directory to project API.
Well, I'm going to copy the Dockerfile one up then.
Oh, yeah, then.
And then I can change it to be project API.
Yeah.
Right? Let me get rid of that because I moved it, so it's going to complain about that. Okay, so this would be project API. You didn't do case loop. All right, to project API. Then we do .NET restore. That looks fine. If we don't have the SLN, let's just get rid of that to keep it simpler.
Yeah. And then project API, and then copy and build app. That's all project API again.
All right. So why do we first do the restore and then copy everything again?
So the so restore basically downloads the dependencies, right?
Okay.
So we have to basically download all the dependencies first and bake them into the container, and then we can actually publish it. So that's where the
okay. So if I look at the project file, then I guess Yacht Bearer, OpenID Connect, those things are dependencies, Vault Sharp.
Yep.
All right. So that's kind of like with Golang, you have your Go mod and it downloads all the files that are listed in the mod file.
Yeah. The other thing that I would do, actually release is fine. Okay. So remember that you pointed out in bin there was like that debug, right? So there's a couple different types of releases. So .NET Publish, which is on line 12, is publishing a release version and not a debug version. If we didn't have that -c.
Fine, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that should be fine.
All right. So by looking at it, I don't see, nothing really jumps out anymore that we should replace. So shall we just give it a go?
Yay, let's do Docker build YOLO. I'm just gonna add YOLO to everything now. Because
what are we gonna call it? Well, I guess project API. Let's see if this works. So my first
I think
build on Docker on Windows, so.
So I think it will build, but I don't think it will work because the app settings.json is pointing to a local host server, just as a heads up.
All right. In this case, I think that should be fine because ooh, it might not actually. We'll find out.
So yeah, we'll find out.
Otherwise,
We'll have to figure it out.
Well, as soon as we add an Envoy sidecar, though, that should be fine again. Right? Since localhost then would be...
Oh, yeah. We'd
Still
go
the
to the SQL Server. Yeah. The only, so caveat to those in the audience, you can put the Envoy proxy in front of the database. That is fine. You may not be able to surface 100% of all functionality because it is just plain TCP, right? So because SQL Server uses its own protocol, it is like a variant of TCP. You'll get sort of the TCP, you'll still see traces, for example, go to the proxy, but you won't get much information out of it. So there's a caveat to this, in that the proxy it can be put in front of it. You can run things through said proxy, and you can use everything out of the box from like a intention standpoint, but it's only layer 4. You can't do like HTTP stuff, and you can't surface neat, beautiful metrics into any observability platform. So there's a caveat to this.
But it still handles service discovery and security with intentions for us, so it's at least something.
Yeah, exactly. So it's better than nothing, and it has it. It's just, if you're trying to do this with everything under the sun with console service mesh, some things just aren't there because Envoy does not support the Microsoft SQL Server protocol yet.
All right. So let me take a gander. And we were close, but the restore failed because specify a project or a solution file.
Why is it work directory source, but it's not going into project? So I feel like the work directory should be project API, right?
I think you need to do like this, -- project, and then project API, because we needed to do that locally as well.
Right.
So I think that could be the problem here. So let's try that again. Nope. Switch -- project. It doesn't know it.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, hold on. .net. What did I do here? .net. Oh, I did run with -- project. Okay. So
I think you need to change the working directory to project API, right? Because the working directory is under source, which is looking for a top level solution file.
Yes. Oh, because we moved that. All right. But then we also need to... There we go.
Yeah, and then remove .NET Restore.
I don't think we need this then, do we?
No, and then you don't, on line 7, you can take away the -- project.
Yes. Oh, that was a bit too... Yes. All right, let's try this again. It should be a bit faster.
No, why does it think it doesn't have it? That's what I don't understand.
So let's take a look. Right, inside the build container, we should be inside. Oh. Okay, I think we can set this like that. And then...
Otherwise, we could create a solution file. That might be probably... I mean, that's the more standard thing to do, which is create the solution file.
There we go.
Oh, well, that's happy now.
Well, it's still saying determining projects to restore. So
If there's only one project.
it's building at least. So
Woohoo.
the problem we were next error. Yay! What's the next error? Let's see. That seems to be fine. Duplicate attribute. Failed to run.
Source. Why does it think it's in source still? We didn't.
Because I think I might have put that in front here. So I changed the work dir to be source, and then the work dir here. Oh, but we need to probably. I don't think we need to change the work dir again because we're still there. Or do we now need to move one up again?
You need to move one up, I think.
All right.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know why though, because it would be .NET Publish, right? So.
Yes. Well, no, the weird thing there would be, because the project file is the thing that would have the data about publishing as well, wouldn't it?
Right. So I don't think you need to change it to work directory.
No.
The work directory then. So that's not it. But so why, I guess it's trying to do project API. I wonder why it's saying duplicate.net.
So the actual restore worked. It's when releasing that it's incorrect. It's complaining about a duplicate value. Target framework attribute.
Go to the project, CS_proj file.
Okay.
And then target framework attribute.
I don't see it anywhere. Oh, here, up here.
Right.
But I don't see any duplicates there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's apparently using Google, the Googles. If you go into property group, there's apparently a assembly. The assembly information is right-click properties. So apparently there's some information that is being duplicated. So if you don't generate,
oh, because it generates it first, and we're supplying it ourselves.
Wait, it's because I think we're copying you. When you ran a .NET run, it copied the object files already into the directory.
Oh, do I need to delete those?
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if you delete the object file.
So the entire
then
directory,
it will generate.
you mean, right?
Yeah, so you can remove line 5 out of the CS_proj. So the generate assembly info, I think, doesn't have to happen.
Okay, can I just delete the object directory thing?
Object and bin. Yeah, object and bin.
All right. Well, I was kind of fond of bins, kind of.
Take out object, take out bin.
Hold
Goodbye.
on. Let me first Docker compose down, because those files are obviously in use.
No, you just have to do go exit out of the run app. You don't need the Docker compose down.
Yeah.
You just need to exit out of the run app.
Well, too late there.
Yeah, well, too bad. Yeah, what? It's fine.
It's fine. It's all recreatable. We're good. All right, so let's get rid of bin. And the objects actually are already gone, so that's good. Let's try and build this again.
What happened with bin? Bin not delete? Oh, bin not deleting or something?
Well, bin might have actually deleted without me closing the bash, so that was fine. I don't think that That was an issue.
Okay.
All right. Building. Not too excited yet
Yeah.
because this worked last time.
I think it's just a Docker ignore though. I think for perpetuity, we should put a
Ooh.
.docker ignore to not copy object files, basically.
Yes, but we're still getting the error. So the target file, project API, is a directory, not a file. So where are we trying to?
Where did this one fail now? Publish?
Oh, I'm thinking, do we need to? So it's failing on the publish still. But I'm wondering why. Maybe.
I think you have to be, like you have to tell it exactly which one to
Publish?
like the project file to publish. Like you have to say .NET publish project API.cs proj.
You think that'll work?
And then I think you have to put it in quotes because I don't know for sure.
Good try. Fingers crossed.
We shall see.
Yeah. Well, at least it doesn't have to do the restore again, since that's cached in the Docker layers. That'll save some time.
Right. It pretty much did its own restoration.
Oh, didn't like this. Project API already exists.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I think that's because we have the directories called the same, right?
Oh. That's great. I wonder if it's, I really think that this whole, like, I think it's just a little complicated with the multiple directories everywhere.
Yeah, what if we just do this?
What if we not call it project API at all, right? And we just call it, because it seems like it doesn't like the same names 100 times. So if you do work directory on line 3, work directory /app instead, just put everything in app.
No, because the app we're actually going to output to later. So that's probably, let's do source.
Yeah.
Right, source, so I'm setting work directory, and then I'm just going to copy everything to dot to the work directory.
Right.
Going to do the same there.
Right.
And then we can keep this here, but I think since it's the only project, we don't need that anymore.
No, right.
And then
this we don't need anymore.
YOLO.
Yeah. And then /out app is fine, whatever.
Yeah, I think that's fine because we're picking that up here again.
And I think you
In the chat, what do you think are the chances this will work?
I don't know. Any guesses? 30 out of 70.
That's what I'm predicting.
There are unknowns when you can't predict when sizing tasks.
It worked.
Oh, there we are. Are you sure that we compiled to an exe though and not a DLL?
Well, in the other app, like in here, it compiled to an exe.
Okay. I've only ever compiled it to a DLL, so.
Oh, really? Because when I ran it, there was an exe file in here.
But I think because you're running it locally.
All right, fine. I'll rename it to DLL. Let's build this again.
I don't know, because I think that the Docker image for .NET is now Linux based, as I read. I don't think it's a Windows container. So that's why I
wonder if they have bash in there.
Yeah. I believe they do. We can take a look.
If I could type.
We're learning all about the various state of containers on Windows right now. So.
All right, so, yep, there's a DLL. So, but it could also be that one.
It is it's the Project API DLL. That's what it is.
Because the interesting thing is, Project API itself is the executable.
Huh. Weird.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's the actual executable, not the DLL. But...
Oh, there you go.
But... this might work as well. Yeah, it's same error. So we could actually, instead of running it through .NET, I think you could run the binary itself, which probably just calls this instead.
Right.
Okay, so we have a container. What's the next step?
Well, I guess the question is, do we want to stop here?
Well, it might be a good idea to stop here, yes.
Yeah.
And then
stop here.
Next time, go to Kubernetes.
Next time, we put it on Kubernetes. We were ambitious today. We were maybe a little ambitious.
Well,
we acknowledge.
It's good to be ambitious.
It's fine. I think we actually went through a pretty decent process. At least for me, I know that I should probably correct the guide to either note that if you're on Windows, you should run something to parse out the new lines. And then I guess in terms of some of the other stuff for the next time, we'll be able to put the app settings and render like a config. Either we have to fix the connection string for the database somehow. Although unless you want to just jump straight to put it on Kubernetes, let's just say it doesn't work, doesn't connect, and then we put console in front of it.
So
that means
with .NET Core, like would it be easy to replace the connection string with an environment variable?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think that's probably the way to go then. Just change that to an environment variable. Maybe with a default to just be localhost. Now, because we're gonna move to Kubernetes, it's fine being localhost, but it might be nice to just have it be a variable going forward.
Yeah, so we could basically read the connection string in as an environment variable and then do the configuration builder to compose it. So maybe that's something we can either do that async or maybe we can do that next time. I don't know when we're going to stream again. Well, I guess this will be another cadence, but
next week.
Sure, why not?
But
Monday morning.
I learned a lot. Like I knew, like I've been running Windows now for the past 1.5 years or something with WSL2 and have been like super happy. But actually running the git bash accidentally, I didn't expect .sh file to just run, so that was kind of nice surprise. But I think in doing that and cloning the repo with PowerShell probably introduced those /r's. So that is actually something you can fix in, not you, but like I could fix in my git config to automatically replace those.
Yeah.
Since those obviously didn't get introduced by you from macOS.
Yeah, but still, like it's not, it's a good thing to know, and I forgot that this was a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we have a list for it next time.
Yes. Like I know.
I didn't even talk about Vault Agent. Like we have to actually reconfigure this app a little bit to use Vault Agent. It's a feature toggle though, so it's not terrible.
No, I think next time we're gonna set up Kubernetes, put console and Vault on there, put the application we made now on there, and use Vault Agent to get the credentials, I guess.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then we'll write it somewhere, whether it be app settings or who knows what. I'll figure out something. But
All right. Well, you have a good guinea pig in me. I'll ruin everything.
it's fine. Well, I guess today we were pretty productive, but thank you for those who are joining. Appreciate the support. I hope you enjoyed the PEBKACs that
Yeah. I think people loved seeing us mess up, so that's always good. We're here to please.
Next time we now know. After you said check the file, make sure you didn't wipe it.
I checked the file. Like, the set output was fine. Just when I wrote it to the file, it was less fine. But yeah, when you do sed, don't forget the -i. It'll save you.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
thank
everyone.
you for those who tuned in. Thank you.
Yes. Hope to see you next time when we try to move a little bit forward.
Bye.
Bye.